All right, so what we're going to need is we're going to need these two weights, and we are going to need a band anchored somewhere, okay? You can anchor that later because we're going to use it for the warm-up, or if you have a separate band, we can grab that for the warm-up, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to pull tight. We're going to go overhead. We're going to go on one leg, and we're going to go over the gate. We're never going to put the foot down, okay? We're going to stay up here, side to side. This stays over the crown of the head. We're extending our arms, focusing our eyes on something, side to side here. Ooh, get some balance going here. 3, 2, last one. Good, we're gonna plant this other foot, other leg comes up. Same deal here. Last one. Boom. Okay. We got 15 band pull aparts for our next one, okay? Remember, I'm always saying let's get the shoulder blades moving. Not just the shoulders, but the shoulder blades. Chest forward, chest back. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Same deal. We're just going to go behind the back. We're going to do a big bear hug. Okay, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, we can let the band go. We got our hamstring walks. Okay, remember, most of our weight's on this stationary leg. We're going heel down, a nice straight back as we push our hips behind us. Always have a bend in this front leg and the stationary leg. Both knees have a little bend. I'm going. Good. Okay, let's just do some high knees here. Really trying to control that pelvis movement. Right, we're not bending, staying nice, tall and straight with that back. That's what's really gonna get our hip flexors firing. We're gonna need those for our first 5 exercises. Okay, we're gonna go hand on the wall. Same thing, we have a little bend forward. We're just gonna do 10 kickbacks each side. 3, 4, 5, 6, really squeezing this glute. 7, 8, 9, 10. We switch hands. Little bend, a little lean forward, drive, squeeze the glute. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Last thing, let's get 30 jumping jacks, get the heart rate warmed up or heart rate going a little bit more, and then we'll get started, okay? Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Boom. All right. Okay, so our first 5 exercises are dealing a little bit more with our core and some abdominal muscles, okay? Just straightening out the camera. So let's start on our back. We've done this one at a time. We're doing alternating leg lifts with the leg climb, okay? So this is what it's gonna look like. One leg up, one leg down. These legs never touch the ground when we switch. They're staying up off the ground the whole time, okay? We're here, we go one behind the knee, reach as high as you can. Switch, behind the knee, up, switch, up, switch, up. Okay, we got 16 of these in total. That's gonna be 8 per side. Right here, always staying up off the ground. One behind the knee, one all the way up. Okay. Keep going until you get 8 on each side, 16 in total. And then we're going to move on to our next one, which is we're going to do a one arm and one leg plank, okay? So we're not going side to side, we're just holding. So you can think of this kind of like a bird dog position, just from the plank position, okay? So we're going to be forearms and toes. We're going to lift one arm, and we're going to lift the opposite leg, and we hold, okay? We're going 15-second hold per side. I know this one's hard. If you need to put your hands down for a second to reclaim your balance, that's completely okay. Forearms, toes, nice plank position to start. Spread your feet a little bit. Lift one arm, lift one leg. And switch. Okay, same deal, other side. Lift one arm, lift the other leg. Here we go. Four, three, two, one, and down. Okay, our third one. We have a dead bug to a starfish, okay? So we're combining some movements here. Onto our back like we're in this dead bug position, okay? We're gonna extend one leg, and then we're gonna turn towards the leg that didn't move, okay? So if we extended this bottom leg, we're gonna turn to our right, and we're gonna do that starfish while our leg is extended the whole time. And we reverse, back down, here, switch. Now we go the other direction. Come on up here, starfish, down, and switch. Okay, so do this one slow. There's a lot of moving parts. If you try to do it fast, you're probably going to get tripped up on which leg and which direction to move. Okay, so slow. Here we go. One leg out. We rotate to the top leg, up for our starfish, and we're coming back down. Boom. We switch legs. Go towards this top leg. Up for our starfish, and back down. Switch legs. Same deal here. 16 in total, 8 per side. Boom. Switch. Okay, do your whole 16, pause the video whenever you need to, come back, start it, or rewind it a little bit for reference on the movement. Okay, when we go down and we switch to one side, we plant the back of our arm as we turn. We got to get up on our elbow here. So we right here, it's kind of like a little side crunch. We get some oblique action. As we come up onto this elbow, we plant the knee and we drive up. Now, kind of just like we're doing a side plank, right? Our arms are extended. When we go back down, we make sure not to just drop our hips straight down. We kick our hip back, and then come through, okay? That's our third one. Our next one, we have anti-rotation squats. That's when these bands come into play. Okay, so we're gonna grab, interlace our hands. So the band's right here. we're on the inside of the thumb. Okay, we interlace our thumbs over top right here. Get our good squat stance. Now we want to punch out away from our body a little bit, right? We don't want to keep it so close. The farther you go out, the harder it's going to be to fight that rotation, okay? So we kick out a little bit. It doesn't have to be fully extended. We're right here, and now we just work our squats, okay? If it feels a little too easy, we just walk out a little bit more. We kick out, squat, and up. Squat, and up. And you're trying to fight this pull the whole time, so nice and strong. Lock this in. If you want to make it a little harder too, extend those arms. Really lock in the core for this, okay? Big breath, use those breaths we've been working. 10 squats per side, 20 in total, okay? Lock it out, kick, down, and we're just gonna rotate around. Once we've done 10 on one side, same thing, we kick out, nice tall chest, squat down, 10 on that other side. Okay, we're gonna need our 2 weights for this next one, which is our last one in this series of 5 exercises, okay? Boom, right here. One arm stays down, and usually you could do pretty heavy ones with this, okay? They don't have to be the same weight either, so we're going overhead with one, and the other one's staying down. The overhead one probably will be a little lighter, but you can go pretty heavy on the lower one, okay? So we're here, we lock this in. We're not just hanging out here. Boom, we're pressing up, nice tall chest, and we're walking forward. Once we reach our distance of our space, we just turn around, go the other way. Once you've gotten 30 steps in one direction, so say we're going here back and forth, we finally got to our 30. Once we get 30 steps, we just switch. One goes down, the other goes up, and we get 30 more steps. Really locked in. Trying to be as tall as we can, control the weights as much as possible. Okay, we're trying to resist the bend from side to side. We're trying not to overly flex up here. Nice and tall, but just a normal walk, okay? Trying to stay balanced on each foot as we take those steps. So 30 steps per orientation of the arms, okay? So those 5 exercises, we are going to do that 2 times through, only 2 times. Okay, so go through those. Once you're done, rewind the video. If you need some reference to remember what they were, go back through it one more time, okay? Once you're done, 2 times through, you're going to come back to this point in the video, and we're going to finish out. Okay, so you've done that circuit 2 times through. Now what we're going to do is we have 300 reps, and that's the rest of the exercise, okay? And this is partially to get you thinking, because I know the gym's opening up back soon, partially to get you thinking about some of the stuff that we've been doing for months and months, okay? But it needs to be elicited from your memory and things that you can add to vary your workout, okay? So we have 100 squats, okay? 50 of those need to be weighted, okay? So, and that's where you remembering what we've been doing comes into play, okay? So we can do tons of variations for weighted stuff, okay? I want you to try and pause the video right now before I give you some options and think of some weighted variations that you could do for your 50 squats. Hopefully you paused the video, gave it some thought, and you're coming back. So I'm just going to give you some options if you're really struggling on finding some things, right? So we have our double under squat right there. It's a great weighted variation, right? We can even rest it on the shoulders here. So we come from more of the front of the body. We travel more to the back of the body. Okay, great option there too. We can have our goblet squat with one weight. Okay, we can have below the hips here and do more of that deadlift style. Okay, we can go one side here, we can go one side here, all good options, or we can do our regular suitcase squats here, okay? So those are 6 or 7 great options for the weighted portion, okay? For the 50 unweighted portions, so we're doing 100 squats, 50 weighted, 50 unweighted. Just you do regular squats here. Okay. You could do tempo squats. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we could do pause squats. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, both great options, but just thinking about all the variations we could use. Okay, and those variations we could throw in on the weighted stuff too, right? So say if we have our goblet squat here, do pause goblet squats. 1, 2, 3 with some weight. It's a great exercise. Okay, so just start thinking, because once you get on the weight room floor and you might not have some direction with the videos and you're like, oh man, I'm thinking about what I got to do. I know I've been doing this stuff for the last months, but it's not coming to mind. So this is to get you thinking. So when you get on the weight room floor, you're like, okay, I know what to do. I know how to implement this stuff in my own exercise. I know I want to do legs today, and I have these things. You could just riddle off, boom, 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 get to work, okay? Next one is we have 100 presses, okay? So we did 100 squats. We're doing 100 presses, 50 of which need to be overhead, okay? So pressing involves anything we're pushing our arms and extending them, okay? Whether that's horizontal, whether that's vertical, i.e. overhead, okay? Pause the video, think of some variations you could do for your overhead presses or your horizontal presses, okay? You're back. I hope you had some success in thinking up some different variations, okay? Let's go over some. Our traditional overhead press. Well, right here, bend the knee, bend the hip. We drive, we're looking through that window, arms are extended, shoulders are away from the ears, showing that armpit forward, and we come down vertical form the whole time. Okay, great option. We also have our Arnold presses, right? So now we're incorporating this degree of rotation. So we start here, as we come up and out, we end in that traditional press, but that variation of that rotation is a great option, okay? We have a single arm overhead, especially if we have one arm here to the center. This becomes a little bit harder, just our traditional press here. Boom, 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 okay? Some great options, some great variations. Horizontal press. So there's not as many variations with the overhead press. There's a few for sure, but with the horizontal press, there's a lot, okay? Push-up is an amazing horizontal press, probably one of the best ones you could possibly be working on and doing, okay? So we have our traditional push-up, boom, right here. And we know we can always vary that. The higher we get, the wider our feet, easier it gets, okay? We have our floor press with weight, or this is the same thing, especially if you're at the gym, as a bench press, a dumbbell bench press. We're right here, we're on our bench, we're locked in, nice vertical form the whole time. Boom, we're driving up all the way, coming down. Okay, we're keeping that vertical forearm the whole time. And then in a way, right? We have our fly, okay, which is still kind of technically a press. We're pressing and ended up forward here. We're working our chest, those big pressing muscles here, coming through. We always, anytime we're thinking of variation, anytime you could throw a single arm in there, we're having to fight with rotational force now and really increase the stabilization around our spine and our core and the activity of those muscles in there to hold us in place, okay? So anytime you want a little bit extra challenge without more weight, a single arm or a single leg option is usually a go-to, okay? So we have our single arm here. Okay, we can go underhand presses here. Great option, okay? Anytime we have a single arm, we probably have that double too. So the underhand here, okay, we can go close grip here. We're gonna keep these dumbbells together. Nice, elbows tight to the rib cage, and we press up here. Great option there. Okay, so 50 of these overhead presses, or 50 of these presses need to be overhead. 50 of them you can work in any horizontal press, push-up, fly, floor press, close grip, okay, whatever you can think of, single arm stuff. Play around with it so you're ready for the weight room floor, okay? Next one and last one, 100 reps of rows, 50 of which need to be vertical in orientation. Okay, so we talk about the vertical orientation. Once again, when we're going overhead or pulling down, there's a little bit less variation, but once you get to the gym, you have some really good options because they have a machine like a lat pull down where you can be pulling down here, and that opens up so many great things for you that you probably haven't had access to without the quarantine or at home workouts. Okay, so when you go back to the gym, I really recommend incorporating that stuff a little bit more into your workout, is pulling down motions, because we haven't been able to do as many things like that recently. So let's hammer it, let's get strong there so we don't develop any imbalances. Okay, there's a few ways we've done it at home here, but they're not probably as effective as those. Okay, so once we get to the gym, pull downs, wide grip, normal grip, underhand, the close bar here, the close grip. Okay, give those a shot, rep those out. There's my little spiel. Okay, but when we're here, there's only a couple variations for the vertical that we've done. So pause it, think about it. What were they? Come on back. We're back. So the number one variation that we've been doing is we've been orienting ourselves parallel with the ground to make our pull vertical. Okay, so what I mean by that is we're coming down, hands and knees. Our arm is now overhead, and that's effectively a vertical pull down. Okay, so that would be a great option here. We got 50 of those. We're gonna have to do those one-handed, most likely. If you have a really high place you can anchor a band, that's great. Okay, we can anchor a band like on the top of the doorway, or we have like a hook on the ceiling. Boom, we anchor that band, and we're doing our vertical pull downs there. Okay, so work on that. And then the other 50 are our horizontal rows. Okay, that could be a lot of different things, right? So we have our just straight horizontal row. We have our band. We square up with it. Boom, our rows here. Great option. We have our single arms. We can add some rotation in there. So we're ending more in this bicep curl position instead of the overhand like this. We always have our bent over rows with the weight. Okay, so nice tall chest here. We're rowing up. Okay, if we have something to balance on like a chair, we can square our feet up here, go into more of the hip hinge and do this row. Great option. We can also do it with two hands, two weights, same deal. That requires a little bit more control, a good hip hinge, and locking ourselves in position. Okay, we always have our trusty band pull aparts. Okay, this is such a great exercise, especially to make sure we're getting the mobility in that scapula and we're getting our full range of motion. Moving that scapula around is going to be really important for a lot of you. Okay, so there's some options. We have 300 reps. We have 100 squats, 50 with weight, 100 presses, 50 overhead, 100 rows, 50 of those vertical. Okay, so give it a shot. If you have any troubles or really thinking about some other things, or you're starting to think about stuff you want to do at the gym when it opens back up, let me know. We'll go over it. We'll get you ready. No problem. Okay, we'll see you next time. Good luck.